Come inside this audio wonderland of mine and welcome to the Chronicles from the Upper Deck podcast. I'm your host, Derrick Gow. It is great to be here with you on this December day, final show of 2025, chapter 41 starts now. Of course, have a special guest. We wanted to end the year on a positive note, on one of my broadcasting peers, one of my sports journalism peers, one of the young legends who's now a first tee alumni from the first tee of Colorado Rocky Mountains. That is Benjamin Parris. He will be joining me on this show today. We're going to talk a lot about golf, a lot about his upbringing in Denver, Colorado, and also what led him down the path of working now in the social media department for the United States Golf Association. So, looking forward to that chat. We have a lot of laughs, and we did meet at a ranch in Montana. I'll leave it there because I just want to throw in the little teaser. Over the past couple weeks, first round bye in the fantasy football playoffs of the DQ 42 Masters League Championship. Excited for that. Hopefully I can finally win my own league for the first time. I've never done it. I've come close 3 times. So hopefully this year's the year. And perhaps this year's the year that will lead the Niners to Super Bowl triumph as well. We also went to Disneyland. Our family did a few weeks ago. Of course, I decided to put our Christmas tree in the background. And it was a lot of fun just to spend time with your family. I think when you get older, you just cherish, the opportunities to spend time together, especially when everybody in our family is busy. So it's always fun going to Disneyland. One thing I don't get though is these people that use these like hover around scooters now. It's really crazy. I see more hover around scooters than I do actual strollers. I was trying to think of another S word. Yeah, strollers at Disneyland, at the happiest place on earth. And if you have a physical disability, I mean, you need it. Yeah, use it. But if you just do not want to walk, I think when you walk around the park at Disneyland, it should get you to get in shape and just get some exercise. And you do get a lot of exercise. I think I had like 20,000 steps. I think a lifelong goal for any like Disney theme park fan is seeing a celebrity at the happiest place on earth. And I was fortunate enough to see one of my favorite reality TV stars from one of my favorite shows that I watch, Ghost Adventures, and that's Aaron Goodwin. My dad spotted him at the Starbucks at Disney's California Adventure, and I was just freaking out, mentally. I'm just like, oh my God, I can meet Aaron. So we spotted him. He was with, I believe, some of his friends, and lovely guy. Just really enjoyed talking to him and enjoying a conversation with him, just how much we love the show. We love Zach, Aaron, Jay, Billy. So yeah, we've been big Ghost Adventures fans for probably 10 plus years. My dad was the one that got me hooked on the show because going back to like 2009, he had surgery and he could not go to sleep. And this was like, I think at midnight or 1 a.m. from what my mom told me. He just turned it on. And the first thing he saw was the Poveglia Island special. Poveglia Island is just this haunted island off the coast of Venice, Italy. And I watched it fully, and I got hooked on the show. And Ghost Adventures has done some investigations, paranormal investigations. They did one around the corner at the house that John Steinbeck was born in, the Steinbeck house. They've also done a couple in Pacific Grove, Monterey, and Big Sur and Carmel. They did one at Soledad at Los Coches Adobe. And then just recently they were in Santa Cruz last year it was the Wristband Mansion in Capitola and SoCal. So always love the show. So thank you, Aaron, for being such a stand-up guy. Really appreciate you taking the time to take a photo of my dad and I. And I will have that photo when we transition into our interview with Ben. So I was going to talk a lot about sports to start off. the show, so that's why this episode will be a little lengthy. But I cannot be ignorant, and we cannot ignore the tragic events that took place over the weekend in three separate locations around the world, three separate incidents. Um, you know, and usually these tragedies they shouldn't be happening around the holidays and even during a holiday. Um, the first one that uh, kind of we were just shocked to hear was another mass shooting at Brown University, which is located in Providence, Rhode Island, the great state of Rhode Island. It was during some final exams, and a suspected gunman entered the university on campus, killed two students, wounded nine others, and they're still looking for him as of this recording. So just so tragic. I mean, just yeah, it's heartless. It's sad to see two students who had bright futures in this world get taken away during finals week. Obviously, at a place where learning is accepted, and for some individual to decide to end it because who knows what they were going through, it is sad. So I do hope and pray that they will catch the suspect who is involved in this incident. But it's like, what are we going to do when it comes to gun control in this country? What are we going to do? What sensible laws are we going to pass when we just become so numb as a country to say, oh, okay, we went from Brown University. What's next? It's just so sad. It's so sickening. You just become, I hate to say it, you become numb to this because we just hear the same old thoughts and prayers from politicians. And I just hope we can finally have some sensible gun control. And I'm not saying, um, get rid of all guns, because I do believe that you have the right to bear arms in the Second Amendment. But you know, we have to be better. We have to be better. Um, it's just really it's really sad to see this happen, and I just hope and pray that they find the individual, and I send all the love and all the prayers in the world to those two students, those families that have been affected. Of course, the victims were identified as Ella Cook and also Muhammad Aziz Umoskalov. Um, yeah, I feel for them. This shouldn't happen, and it's sad. It's heartbreaking. And just when you think we are, getting over that, over the weekend, it was late Saturday night here, early Sunday in Australia. There was a shooting during a Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach, which is one of the most popular beaches in Australia. And it was a father and a son who were targeting the Jewish community um, during that celebration. And it's so sad to, you know, kind of just see it's so sad to hear about that. Um, to hear about these individuals who were just, you know, celebrating during this holy season, celebrating Hanukkah. 15 people passed away, including a rabbi, Eli Sherlanger. And yeah, it's just so sad to hear about this, to hear about, you know, these targeted attacks towards different religious communities. I'm not a religious expert. I don't really talk about, religion on the show because, I like to keep that in a world filled with, you know, cameras on you. You need to post everything. I just try to keep my religion as private as possible. Um, I'm Catholic, but you know, when have we seen? Why have we seen an increase in these just sickening and heartbreaking attacks towards religious communities? And we see multiple against the Jewish community here in this country, but to have it happen, during the first day of Hanukkah, it's sad. And I just send my love to all the families that have been affected by this tragedy. Obviously, Australia has, you know, really strict gun laws, um, and according to the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, this is from CNN. The father and son suspects are accused of orchestrating the attack were motivated by Islamic State ideology. That's according to the Prime Minister Albanese. So it's just so sad to see darkness take place during one of the most holy weeks of the year. Um, so I just send my love to everybody. Not only that were the families that were involved in this heinous attack, this heinous shooting, but just to my friends who are in the Jewish community, um, and just awful, 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 awful. And I'm sure we will learn more about these situations. From my understanding, there was a survivor of the Holocaust that also passed away during the shooting. So yeah, just heartbreaking scenes down under. And then the one that just I think shocked all of us, if you are a TV or a movie fan, was the tragic news that we got Sunday night with the deaths of the one of the greatest directors, screenwriters, producers of all time. That is Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle Reiner. They were found dead with multiple stab wounds um, in their home in Brentwood in LA. According to multiple journalism outlets, their middle son, Nick, is accused of killing his father and his mom. Nick has struggled with, and they made a movie about it actually a decade ago. He was open about his struggles with mental health and substance abuse. Yeah, just heartbroken for the Reiner family, because it just feels like your heart just got taken out. You know, a week, just like a week. Little over a week before Christmas, and from my understanding, from what I've been just watching on TV and the reporting from CNN, ABC7 down there, is that their daughter was the one to find their bodies at their home, and Billy Crystal and his wife had to see their um, friends' bodies at their home, which is just really disturbing. And I just hated the way TMZ covered that. I mean, it's just kind of disrespectful. To fortunately, it's part of the job, but it's kind of just everybody's in a race to be first. That's what I kind of got annoyed of. They want to be first to what happened. But yeah, just a tragedy for the Reiner family, and my heart breaks for his daughter Remy and his other son Jake, who was a news reporter and an anchor here in Salinas over 10 years ago. He was at KION, my own news station, for a few years. And I've seen a couple of my coworkers talk about him and how kind Jake is. So I just feel for them. Like I said, it's just an awful tragedy, heartbreaking tragedy for the family. Um, I know there were some reports that the son got into an argument with Rob at Conan O'Brien's holiday party over the weekend or the day before. So yeah, it's just so sad. And I know, the parents try to help out their other son, Nick, just get help and services. Um, yeah, I'm just so heartbroken, torn because this man, although Rob was only 78 years old, he just had so much entertainment to give. You know what I mean? So much entertainment and so many projects to give still. Because he wasn't going away. I mean, we just saw Spinal Tap 2 come out. That's his final movie, was the long-awaited sequel to Spinal Tap 2. And for all of our old school fans, you might know him as Meathead Mike Stivic on All in the Family. He got his 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for that. Nominated for an Academy Award, 9 Golden Globe Awards. Received the Chaplin Award at the Lincoln Center in 2014. Had such a run in the 80s with hits Spinal Tap, Sure Thing, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, which had Andre the Giant in it. One of the greatest rom-coms ever, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, and The American President. Just hit after hit after hit, and just launched so many actors and actresses' careers because of these movies, because of these projects. His dad was the great comedian actor Carl Reiner, and that's pretty hard to step out of his shadow, if you will, to step out of the shadow of the giant like the great Carl Reiner, and he did that. You know, his mom Estelle Reiner was a singer and actress. Uh, so it's just so tragic to kind of read all these stories about how he affected so many people, how he affected so many of us, taught us so much about life and so much about how to live and how to just treat others with kindness. Um, I know the president of the United States released a statement, which was one of the most disgusting, vile things I've read. I'm not even going to repeat it, what he posted on his Truth Social platform. But we know how we felt about the Reiners here in this household. They're beloved. And like I said, they did not deserve a ending like that. Their lives didn't deserve to end like that. So just sending all the love to the Reiner family, all the prayers to the Reiner family. I know there was a statement that was read from his friends, uh, his close friends, which were the great Billy Crystal, Larry David, um, and I'd like to read that. Uh, read part of it here because Rob apparently loved "It's a Wonderful Life," which is obviously a popular movie to watch during this time of year. And they ended it, I believe they ended the statement like this: Each man's life touches so many other lives, and when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? You have no idea. And that whole, it's dark right now, but I know we will remember the light and the love that Rob shined on all of us. And I hope Rob and Michelle rest in peace. And just sending, like I said, comfort and love and prayers to um, his kids, who will forever be torn and just heartbroken over this tragedy. And just sending all my love to them. And there's no easy way to transition out of these dark topics, but I just had to do it, because it was a dark weekend around the world, especially when, this time of year, there should be so much more light coming. And we've just seen darkness. And here's to hopefully 2026, where we can just all be kind to one another and all just love each other. no matter what our differences are. But with that, coming up next, we got my man Ben Parris right here on the Chronicles from the Upper Deck podcast. Stay tuned. Friends, welcome back to the Chronicles from the Upper Deck podcast. Your host Derrick here with you, and we wanted to end the year 2025 with a bang. You know what I'm saying? So this chapter 41. Can't believe we're here at 41 chapters. My next guest, I met this young legend at a ranch in Montana. I did a 3 second pause on purpose. So no, the video did glitch because I know we got some listeners because people listen to our podcast and they when I said a ranch in Montana, imagination goes anywhere. But no, I met him at a first tee event at a ranch in Montana. We'll go into that more. But this young legend, let's see his accomplishments. Was like the superstar broadcaster on his high school sports network. Yes, high school sports network. We'll get more into that. Okay. Um, he's an alumni of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. When you include Walter Cronkite in your own school, you know you're accredited, okay, at the Arizona State University, Harvard of the West in Tempe, Arizona. And now he had an internship with the USGA, and now he's working full time for the United States Golf Association, folks. How cool is that? He is living in Morristown, New Jersey. I think I got that right. Morristown, New Jersey. He was in Tempe, Arizona, but he's always a Denver, Colorado native. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Benjamin Barris.
Wow, Derek, that was awesome. I'm young, I'm very young, but I feel like wow, that's you got my whole life covered. So that was pretty cool. Very kind intro. Excited to be here. Happy holidays to you as well as we are in December, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man. And do you have a mic, by the way? I want to make sure that people can hear you.
You know what? I did before I moved, and it did not make the move with me, unfortunately.
Okay. We'll have the minions that edit the show, aka me, will increase the volume. But Ben, thank you so much, man. It's an honor to have you on this show, an honor to end the year the right way, because like I said, when we first met, like I said, I'll get bored to how we met. But when I first met you, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a sports broadcaster," and I thought I was the only sport. I thought I was the only sports broadcaster, like mindset in the entire first T program. Hundreds of chapters. Multiple countries in the world. And then I just hear this young kid from Denver. He's like, "I'm gonna be a sports broadcaster." I'm like, "Oh, dang!" So we started talking there, and ever since then we've been friends. So it's an honor to have you on our show. So we start off with our show with five icebreaker questions. We love icebreakers like First Tee does and like we do on the show. These are five questions, all random. You have not seen them at all. We both answer these. So you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Biggest pet peeve as a driver.
No turn signals. Yeah, that really gets me going because it's like it's so easy to do, right? All you gotta do is hit a little thing. So yeah, I think that's mine. Like in like a lane change, non turn signal.
Okay. Yeah, recently I just, I don't know if this is probably anywhere in the United States of America or maybe around the world, but you got these cars that think they're the next like Lando Norris and Max Verstappen.
There
Who
you
else could
go.
I could include Kyle Larson, NASCAR Cup Series champion, Alex Palou, where they try and like they get behind you, right? Do that and then do that. I'm like,
Oh
bro,
yeah.
you can't like usually it's dudes by the way that do this. So right there, boom. I don't want to wipe them out because then I get sued for liability. But yeah, I hate seeing drivers like that. There's this thing called a racetrack that you can do that on,
Yeah.
or the thing called the PS5 that you can do that on. But yeah, not on the roads. I know you hosted a Pixar show at Cronkite.
I did,
Uh,
yeah.
and I just came back from Disneyland, so I just feel the need to ask you this. Favorite food to eat at a Disney theme park?
Jack Jack's cookie by the Incredicoaster.
Jack Jack's
The Num Num cookie, whatever it's called, but it's the big chocolate chip cookie by the Incredicoaster.
Okay, okay. I gotta go. I gotta go try it.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen, I'm a Disney like theme park nerd. Love the Imagineering. Love kind of just Walt Disney history, big history buff. So I love the popcorn. There's something about a theme park smell popcorn, the aroma, you
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? So Disneyland popcorn right there, the churros there. Uh, Hidden gem though at Disneyland or California Adventure, Corn Dog Castle. Can't
Okay.
beat it, man.
All
Corn
right.
Dog Castle. Woo! Don't eat it before you go on a roller coaster, kids. I did that at Big Thunder Mountain, and then I think my puke stole out of the water fountain.
I'm due for a trip. I think the last time I went would have been my second year of college. ASU had a
Okay,
football game at UCLA, so we went down. So that would have been 2024 in the fall.
okay.
So year and a half, year-ish ago. So I'm due for another trip. No,
Yeah,
that would have been 23. It was two
okay.
years ago. Yeah, it would have been 23. So I'm due. I want to go this summer.
Yeah, and then Disney World turkey legs at Hollywood Studios. Great turkey legs,
Nice.
man.
Nice.
Go to town on those. So you've been a bicoastal young man in your early life. I would say, going to living, born and raised Colorado, moving to Arizona where it gets 5,000 degrees. It can get cold too. And now you're in New Jersey. So would you rather live in cold or hot temperatures?
I think hot after all my experience. It snowed for the first time this winter in Morristown this weekend. And having to deal with, scraping the car, getting the snow off, just the temperatures. I think the town I live in now, it's like if you want to go somewhere, if you want to go get dinner, you want to go like you walk. So that's it's a bit of a bummer. I haven't done like a legit winter since I graduated high school because I'd go home for a week or two for winter break when I was at ASU, and it's like a vacation at that point. So
Right.
I miss Arizona. I miss living in Arizona. I understand why so many people like going down there in the winter. I know we'll talk a lot about golf. I totally understand why professional golfers spend their entire years there. Um, I miss it. It's fun to go back. I got to go back a couple times this fall, but yeah, I think I'm a warm weather guy.
I think I'm in the same boat. Although if it's like 110 degrees, I ain't going outside until like
It's
six
not
o'clock,
that
seven
bad. It's
o'clock.
it's it's not that bad. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. I don't want to go die. Snow I can probably do, but it has to be like Yellowstone type of ranch, like a Kevin Costner style ranch where I don't have to have a lot of neighbors and I need help scraping my car. Yeah, I just want to have my own set of land, and then if it snows, great. Hey, I got my own piece of property, can make snowballs and make snowbeds. So that's kind of my only stipulation with cold weather too. I don't want neighbors just because I don't need to help out people's cars, scraping this, that, whatever. So all right, since you and I both work in social media, what is
Yeah.
a current trend you just don't get?
Um, I don't understand a lot that happens on like TikTok. I think one that almost like it borderline pisses me off, this 6'7" thing, man. I,
Oh
I
my
just
God.
I don't get it, and it sucks because like the number's ruined. Because like even like I'm the young guy where I work, so like I've made a joke here and there because it's like I gotta lighten things up a little bit, but it just makes no sense. I just I went, I don't even remember where. I think it was at like a New Jersey Devils game, or I was at some sporting event, maybe a college football game. But you put cameras on kids, and all they're doing now is this. It's like I hate it. I really like it. It bothers me a lot.
Do you have TikTok though?
I have TikTok. I had gotten off of it in college because I think I was distracted by it.
Yeah.
Re-downloaded it for work. I re-downloaded it because I needed the app on my phone for work. And then I've dabbled in it. And then I went on a work trip with someone over the summer. We're at Bandon Dunes, and someone that I work with. Um, she likes doing like day in the life content, some golf content. She's very good at it. She's like, you got to get into it. Like, you should try it. Like, you got to, as soon as you get over like the cringe hump in your head. So, I posted my first TikTok. I like had completely deleted my account in college. I posted my first TikTok on the new account. I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I actually made one today at work that hasn't been posted yet. So I'm back on the TikTok. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I don't know if I'm trying to launch a secondary career or what, but it's fun. We like making content. We're in the content business, so it's fun.
Yeah, I've never got into TikTok. I keep it at four, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or
Yeah.
X, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I saw the 6 7, 6 7, 6 7, and then In and Out. It went as far as In and Out banning the number
Oh, that's
67
right. That's right.
from their order number, which I don't get. So I don't know
That's
what
when you know it's
these,
bad. That's when you know it's bad.
I don't know what you young folk do on TikTok, folks. But please, just you see this? You see what I have behind me? This is a real bookshelf. You can just read books all day, like I
This is
do.
gonna be crazy to hear, but I actually read a book for the first time in a long time this weekend, so I'm getting back into it.
Yeah, I got to get my younger cousins get read books. So just doing this right here, you know, kind of it's gonna be we're gonna be like Wally, where the screen's gonna be right here. We're gonna be in the hover
Yeah,
round.
there you go. There you go. That's a good reference.
All right, what show, movie, or website is your guiltiest pleasure?
Um, show, movie, or website. Probably my favorite rewind of like the Spotify style content, like Spotify Rewind, or like you get your year-end whatever from wherever you get it. I think YouTube does a really good job. And I think two of my top three channels were Suits and The Office. Probably Suits. I watch
Okay.
whenever I'm making lunch, I'm doing laundry, whatever. Because now all these things they have like these live streams on YouTube where they're just 24/7. Like you're seeing the same thing constantly. Suits does one where it's like best cases from the first three seasons, and I've seen all of them a million times, but I love Suits. My sister's a lawyer. My dad really tried convincing me to go to law school because she did. Um, Not for me, I don't think. I'm not all the way out. I'm still young. I got time to do as many things as I want. I don't think my life's heading in that direction, but I love that show.
Ooh, so I set myself up when I typed this question out. So I would say it's like a three. It's like a three. Yeah, there's this photo, that you get you see generic. Your life could go different paths. So one path, this is all shit reality shows. So Jersey Shore. Okay, don't hate Jersey Shore. So
Okay.
shout out to the Jersey Shore fans that are watching this. Is beautiful, the Garden State in New Jersey.
Not too
Watch
far
that.
from me.
I've watched that since I was in high school. So yeah, Jersey Shore one. Um, Keep it up with the Kardashians. Yes, I love the Kardashians.
Wow.
Okay,
I
so
heard she's in Fortnite now.
was that?
I heard that. What is it? I don't know which the famous one. One of them is in Fortnite now. I keep seeing that on my feed.
That's another game I'm not
I
into.
think it's Kim. Kim K's in Fortnite now. That's what I keep seeing.
So keep up with the Kardashians, and then the third one is Ghost Adventures. I love Ghost Adventures. I met Aaron actually from the show Ghost Adventures at Disneyland. Out of
Oh,
all the
there.
places to meet, yeah, out of all the places to meet that dude, I
Why
met him at
not?
Disneyland. So really cool guy. So shout out Aaron, you're awesome, man. So love that. There's another lane where it's just pro wrestling. Okay, pro wrestling. Yes, I know wrestling's fake. Yes, you can say it. It's entertainment. Okay, folks, come on. There you go. We ripped off the band-aid when I
It's
first
a
said it.
big must have been a big weekend for you.
Oh yeah, John Cena,
Yeah. Yeah.
farewell. Even though in pro wrestling, it's all about the money, so he
Yeah.
might come back for a
Oh,
little bit.
I keep seeing he's gonna be back. So
Yeah. And I think the other one I could put into kind of the reality boat. I really love Real Housewives of Orange County. Starting to get into that now.
I respect
One of
it.
my
I respect it.
coworkers, my former coworker, Lindsay, she's like, "Hey, you could be the next Andy Cohen. Just have your own podcast with sports and then just talk about reality TV." I'm like, "Hey, I would want that, but I don't watch Love Island. I have not gotten into that." So, yeah, that's kind of my guiltiest pleasures, I think. Especially, you and I both creative minds. You just need something to just turn off
Oh
your
yeah.
brain.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You just need you need just to dumb it down, dumb down your brain. And that's what I do late at night. So yeah, those are our icebreaker questions. Now we're gonna get the spicy interview questions. Uh,
Oh,
how would you describe your upbringing in Denver?
how to describe? Say that again.
How would you describe your upbringing to Denver?
The best. I mean, I learn this more and more every day. I have the best parents. And three older siblings, youngest of four. My brother's 10 years older than me. My one of my sisters is 9 years older than me, and the other one four. So a lot to learn from, a lot of people to be around. Um, it was just the best. And I think the thing that sticks with me the most is our parents really did let us do whatever our heart's desire was. Um, and I think it worked because just the one thing I get to remember most from my upbringing is just the value of hard work. So I think about it all the time, especially because I'm living farther from home than I ever have. I really do think I have the best family and the best parents, and none of the cool things I get to do would have been possible without just the best upbringing, I think.
It's awesome, man. And how did you learn about the first team Colorado Rocky Mountains? I think I got that name right.
Yeah.
Colorado Rocky Mountains, right?
Well, when I was first around, it was just the first tee of Denver,
Okay.
and then I think they merged with couple other chapters. One was definitely in the mountains in Colorado. I think it was like first tee Pikes Peak or something, but they all merged to get Colorado Rocky Mountains. My brother was in the program growing up, so right around when I was born and when I could barely walk. I think the first tee had kind of left our family for a while, and then when I was in middle school, getting ready to play high school golf, the first tee had a tournament series. It wasn't as prominent as if you're going to play in like major Colorado junior golf tournaments run by the PGA section or junior golf, whatever. Um, I think it was perfect for my game. You got some coaching, you got to play in tournaments every week. So that was perfect for me. So I was involved in the first team in that respect. But at the same time, I think eighth grade going into my freshman year of high school, I was looking for my first job. My mom said, I think it might be time to get a job. Maybe make some money, save money, whatever. As I was getting ready to get into high school. So first tee Colorado Rocky Mountains, there's this incredible junior coach program. We're starting at that age, eighth graders going into freshman year, either that or at 14 years old, whatever one of those landmarks or milestones in someone's life. Been hired to be a part of their essentially camps, teaching younger kids. So, I think first tee programming starts at 5 or 6, all the way up to when you graduate from college. So I was involved in that from a coaching perspective, which gave me just a different look at the game as I was getting ready to play high school golf. I think that summer before my freshman year and before tryouts, I was working at the first tee. I was playing, I was teaching. I went to my first USGA championship that summer and was a standard bearer. So I got to see professional golf really at one of the highest levels and see what it was like inside the ropes. So just so much perspective. But yeah, that's how I first got involved with the first tee is I was an employee, I was a player. I think being a participant and an employee, which to a certain degree in the junior coach program, you're still a participant as well. Um, Being those two things at the same time was awesome, and it opened a lot of doors for me.
Awesome, man. And what lessons did you learn in the first T program that's helped you out in your career?
I think it really just it taught me one just about golf was so much more than what I thought it was on the golf course. Um, and right where they're teaching the core values to, kids that are in elementary and middle school. And really, like, while I had known what all those things were, and I had people teach me at some point in my life or another what they were, um, looking at them through a lens as a teenager or a high schooler and like explicitly thinking about those lessons and making them digestible for younger kids. I think I really came away with a lot from that. I still think about them all the time. Um, and really, it was such a big lesson to me thinking there is so much more to golf and to life than playing. And that's really what I learned at the first tee when I was working because it really wasn't about the golf at all, right? Like I used to think that the most important thing in golf was like trying to figure out how to hit a certain shot shape and getting the ball in the hole. And it was as little strokes as you can, and, becoming a champion and being the greatest player in the world. But so much more to our game. And really that got me on the path where I ended up today. I'm not playing professional golf, but it's something I'm close to every day, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I think now that I don't know if you feel the same way, but I think when you get raised, I would say raised in the first tee program, and now you're working, golf. We work both for governing body. I guess you'd say governing
Yeah.
bodies, body
Yeah, no, for
agencies, even though
sure.
you guys are the way up here. We're kind of right there. You gain and this goes back to when I was an intern at the NCGA. You gain a greater sense of appreciation for the game, if that makes sense, and how it for some reason this little white stupid golf ball that we obsess over, that is the end all be all of what we do. You just gain a greater appreciation of how it just brings life full circle and all the it's just really weird how a sport can do that.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to talk about your education experience at Cherry Creek High School, and folks, I'm just going to run down some alumni, making sure I have the list. I want to prop up my guy here. So notable sports athletes here we got. Let me see. Brad Lynch, World Series champion. What's your is it alma mater
Yep,
there? Let's see. Michael Ruffin. Eve Torres, who was just a former wrestler, was
it's
at
true.
your was at the John Cena farewell show. Let's see who else we got here. And then Benjamin Parris should be on this Wikipedia page somewhere. We
I'll
got
give some props to Kyle Shanahan. We'll give him some props.
yeah, I know, right? Kyle should be on here, right?
Yeah,
Jeez.
should be
So
somewhere.
you guys are the Bruins. So
Yes.
how was your educational experience? Because I know you did the Cherry Creek Sports Network, which
Yeah.
I'll ask a follow-up question after that. But then you also played boys golf. So how did you balance that all into one educational experience in 4 years, my brother?
Well, Cherry Creek, I think, is the most incredible high school in the country. And I think a lot of kids can say that about their high school. But it's very academically rigorous, robust in its athletics and activities and life outside the classroom as well. But really, it really got me ready for college and beyond. It made college honestly feel like a breeze. I think AP classes were almost the standard there in certain groups. So it's something I took advantage of. It's how I got out of college a year early. But that place teaches you how to learn, it teaches you how to think. Incredible teachers, great classes. I mean, it is the best high school. And I mean, it just for the sake of getting ready for college, I mean, it was ASU, which like say whatever you want, and I'm sure we can get into it. It was so easy compared to my time at Cherry Creek, in the classroom for sure. But outside of that, really good at sports, the biggest public high school in Colorado, so that helps. A student body that's usually between 3,700 and 4,000 students on campus at a time. So just that kind of pool of people makes you pretty good at sports. Goal for me had always been to play high school golf at Cherry Creek. Red, white, and blue were our colors. CC, two C's is the logo. I knew I wanted to wear that. I knew I wanted to represent that and play golf. I remember we would practice at the same course that I grew up learning to play the game at. So I'd be out there when I was in elementary and middle school and be on the other side of the putting or the chipping green from, high schoolers practicing. And I knew that I wanted to be like those kids. So that was really awesome. Wasn't the best golfer in the world and knew at a certain point that my playing career would come to an end sooner than rather than later. And at the same time, when you're in high school, you're exploring to see, okay, like what am I, I'm not to make a major decision, but what kind of direction do I want to go in? Um, my brother influenced that because he studied journalism at CU Boulder. So that kind of exposed me to the world of journalism and sports and broadcasting and radio and commentating games, stuff like that. So there were some students a couple years ahead of me in school that had really established this sports network. Um, at the time, the class that you took to be a part of it was called Broadcast Media seventh period class, and you could only be in it if you were sophomore, junior, senior. No freshman could be in it, but I really knew that I wanted to be a part of this. My sister, when she was at Creek, when I was in middle school, had the broadcast media teacher for a different class. Had talked about me. He had known my brother kind of just through like an alumni that was in journalism. Um, so I initially had asked, can I audit the class? Which like really that's not a thing in high school. Like I was a 14-year-old asking to audit this broadcasting class. Like, yes, like I had seventh period off. Like I didn't have it's like, yes, you can come. Um, so I would, and then the second semester they let me actually enroll. So I was the first freshman ever to enroll in my class, which was cool. But I got to do everything under the sun. Really, whatever I wanted to do, and shout out to the teacher and advisor Matt Weiss. Um, Anything I wanted to do, he made it possible. If it was calling games, if it was reporting, if it was doing a podcast, if it was doing something live, if it was social media, if it was writing, if it was taking pictures, whatever I wanted to do, he made it possible.
Mm.
So just I think just the sheer resources of Cherry Creek, kind of as I alluded to earlier, really can make anything possible for anyone. Um, I think if I was really passionate about something else, it would have been possible at Cherry Creek as well. If I really wanted to, do something outside the classroom. Um, but my time in the Cherry Creek Sports Network, CCSN, um, man, it really set me up for a lot of things, and I got to have so much fun. And looking back, I wish I could just go back in that classroom right now. Post college and in my first, full-time job, I miss that stuff so much right now.
Yeah, and so your brother was a journal or is a journalist or currently
Yeah,
or
yeah,
um
yeah.
is he doing print news or
Yeah, he's a reporter and anchor at the NBC affiliate in Boise, Idaho, and he's been there. I think he's coming up on 10 years. He's been there a
wow.
decade. Yeah. So I think he graduated. I can't even get the year. But yeah, I think he's been in Idaho. I think he's coming up on 10 years. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And was seeing his experience at CU Boulder. No, Dion Prime Sanders was not there when he was there. Okay.
Well before that.
But was seeing him go through kind of like that journalism experience in college, did that inspire you to want to, pursue a career in broadcast journalism or
Yeah, and there was one moment in particular. He was the news and sports director at the student radio station, which is 1190 AM on your radio dial in Boulder, Colorado, and I think you can kind of get it in Denver, however many miles south. But um, it was Thanksgiving weekend, so all the kids had gone home for Thanksgiving to be with their families, whatever. And Colorado was playing Air Force in a men's basketball game. And I don't know if he had asked me, asked my mom, whatever, but essentially, can I bring Ben up to Boulder and be the analyst on this basketball game that I'm going to broadcast? I was like, sounds awesome. Like, that sounds so cool. So, week before the game, I had started doing research. First time I got a credential, I put on a suit before the game and had a zip up tie. I'm 12, 13, I think 12 years old, 11 or 12 years old. Um, we go to the CU Event Center in Boulder. Colorado beats Air Force, and I have a headset on, and we go to the press conference after the game, and they're very confused why a child as small as me is dressed up in the press conference. But that was super cool, and I really had no idea that I never thought about really working in sports until that moment. Like it did not occur to me, even though I had grown up watching sports on TV, that it was actually someone's job to call those games. So once I learned that in middle school and had an incredible time and got the free soda in the media room and got to see the game notes and this and that and the seats and the microphones and it's like, oh, this is really cool. I need to do this. And that's kind of what happened.
wow. Wow. I miss the free food at media rooms too.
Oh man.
I know I get it, I get it at golf events and as well, but
That stuff got me
yeah.
through college for sure. That
Yeah,
I
cold
absolutely.
cold hot dogs, some soda,
Oh,
wake you up.
exactly.
Set up, take down, that'll wake you up too. Who are some of your broadcasting idols?
When did I get at this? I got asked this recently. I was at a bar last week and I got asked if I had to pick one, who would I pick? Jim Nance for sure.
Okay.
Um, I met Jim Nance when I was in college, and it's like like it was a 60-second interaction. It's one of the greatest moments of my life, like most impactful moments of my life, which we can talk about later.
Hmm.
Ian Eagle for sure.
Oh, legend.
Just an incredible basketball voice. Love Ian. I really like Sean McDonough, particularly when it comes to hockey. I think he does a really excellent job. I'd say those are the big three. I like Joe Buck. I've had the pleasure of talking to and meeting to him as well. Gets a lot of shit. He's a really good dude. Like when it push comes to shove, he is a really great guy
Yeah.
and very genuine. You might not like the way he's genuine, but like that's who he is. He is who he is. So, uh, yeah, all those people. I have to give a shout out to my guy JB Long as well. He's the voice of the LA Rams on the radio, and does Big 12 college football on TNT. That's someone that I met when I was in college, and he's had a great impact on me as well.
Hmm. Yeah. By the way, Joe won the Fort C. Frick Award, which, okay, for non-broadcasting
Yes,
folks,
yeah, yeah.
since we get a lot of non-broadcasters, and I can't just say the name and then we have to go on the Google machine. The Fort C. Frick Award basically honors a legendary baseball broadcaster. It's kind of like a Hall of Fame award, except for broadcasters. So Joe got honored. And yeah, it seems like he's a funny follow on social media too, because
Oh
you
yeah.
know, of course, you read the critiques. Oh, he's too homer for the Cardinals and this and that. You know, come on. Especially Giants fans watching, you know, Giants dynasty, early 2010s. But he seems to kind of just like laugh at it a little bit, laugh at himself.
Yeah.
So really love, and I actually got the game on side by side, so we're
Nice.
talking about him, and he's in Pittsburgh freezing his butt off over there. Iron Eagle legend. Also Kevin Harlan, I like to throw in Kevin
Oh man,
Harlan.
how could I forget? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable. Oh, and he's gone. Yeah, Kevin Harlan's the best. Iron Eagle, love him.
Yep.
Sean McDonough's amazing. Bob Wischusen as well.
Yeah.
Jim Nance, of course. That's your night. He's like the Picasso of broadcasters. What can you say? I mean,
He's so
as
perfect. Just the way he puts words,
yeah,
it's there's a reason why he's the best.
yeah. And honorable mentions to Scott Van Pelt.
Oh, wow.
Like
That doesn't come to my mind for like
yeah,
play-by-play, but he's my favorite, probably my favorite person on TV,
yeah.
period.
On air host, the late great Stuart Scott, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And then a guy that I just laugh because inside the NBA, Ernie Johnson
Ernie.
Jr. Yeah, if you ever are feeling depressed, folks, just watch Chuck, Shaq,
Yeah.
Kenny rip off the Band-Aid. There's literally people that make videos like an
Uh,
hour long highlight recaps that you just watch. Oh man, we can go on and on. Um, so how much of a blessing is it for your high school to have had their own sports network? Because I know a lot of high schools don't, especially mine. You know, I didn't have that kind of that outlet that you did, which is awesome for you.
yeah.
And how did I know you said the on-air well, the reps that you got at Cherry Creek made it easier for Arizona State? Was it just more of just constructive feedback that you got on like your packages, stories, and then
Yeah.
you knew how to edit stories, and then boom, you go into Cronkite and just take off running, man.
It gave me, I'd say, a significant advantage when I started as a freshman at ASU because I knew the fundamentals. I knew how to shoot. I knew how to edit. I knew the basics of calling a game, which really helps. I mean, there's a lot of kids who've never done that before, which is totally fine. That's why you go to a school like ASU or Cronkite or whatever, and that's what you go there to learn to do. But to be able to do that in high school, and really for the better part of all 4 years, um, it it really allowed me to get into college and take advantage of the opportunities that were ahead of me. Like, I don't think that would have been possible. Like, my freshman year, second semester, my freshman year, the Super Bowl was in Phoenix. And like, I found myself on Radio Row. Like, here I am, like, Chris Russo's over there, McAfee's over there. Like, I was like 2 weeks into my second semester of college. It's like I have no reason to be here. There's kids that grind 4 years of college that are that many years older than me. So it was so nice in high school. Got to experience just so many things, learn a lot. You talk about the on-air reps, which is the most important thing for a broadcaster. So to be able to go to ASU having called 3 years of football, 3 years of basketball. I called soccer, I called volleyball, I called field hockey. Um, I called lacrosse. I called every sport under the sun, except I never called baseball. And I will tell you that I was never a huge baseball guy. I've still never called a baseball game after 3 years at ASU too. Um, it made the transition from an academic standpoint, I think just so easy.
Hmm.
Because I had my heart and my mind set on something, and um, it helps to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta get you out to Santa Clara, man. You gotta call a baseball game. I'll be PA, so we gotta
Well,
get you
to,
out.
to be fair, I did like sideline reporting for baseball, dugout reporter, whatever you want to call it. I've done that,
Okay.
and that's something I really enjoyed. But I'm never gonna be a Vince Scully or anyone like that. You will never like, especially because like the first job for a lot of people is minor league baseball, whatever. Like it just never appealed to me.
Hmm. Yeah. And now we're gonna get into the fun part, which is how we met. And
Yeah.
remember, folks, I said we met at a ranch in Montana. Really unique set of circumstances. So the event that I was a chaperone, and then you were a participant, which it's four years ago, 5 years ago, which is crazy how time
Let's
flies.
see. Yeah, it'd be 4 years ago. That would have been going into my freshman year of college. So yeah.
Jeez. So, how did you hear about the First Tee Leadership Summit?
So I don't remember how, but the leadership summit started as like this local program. I think at almost every first T chapter across the country, where it started as I want to say a 6, maybe 8 week kind of course um, at your local PGA Tour Superstore. At least for us, that's where it was. There is the classroom in the back of the PGA Tour Superstore in Greenwood Village, Colorado. It's like 5 minutes from my house. And it was a class on essentially leadership, on goal setting, on, just character development, leadership development, that stuff that first tee teaches everyone from the time that, they're a small child, 6, 7, 8 years old. But this was designed for older kids in high school. There's a project in there where we kind of had to um, pick, I think we had to pick something like what's a job you want to do in the future and explain why. I chose broadcasting. I said I wanted to be a sports announcer and, you know, explain different lessons, why I wanted to do that, whatever. So I think every first T chapter got to select, I think, a certain amount of kids to apply to go to the national opportunity. Um, I was selected as someone who was pretty well involved in the first T chapter. I was also while I was also a participant and working for the first T as a junior coach, I was interning as well, doing social media and marketing. So I was around a lot. There were certain weeks during any given summer where I was getting paid overtime by the first T. I was working over 40 hours a week for the first T. It was awesome. Best summers ever. Um, I don't remember applying for national opportunities or for that national opportunity. I remember the online form, and I had applied for Pebble and all these other ones. I didn't get to play at Pebble. That's really what my dad wanted for me in high school. That's what I wanted to. I'm lucky enough to have been to Pebble since, but anyway, filled it out, got it, got the call, whatever, got selected, and was off to Montana.
Yeah. So both of us, we're just gonna this is gonna be a wild ride. So I remember, I think it was what first, second day or whatever, and I'm just gonna talk about meeting you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I remember first, second day, we were just eating. I think it was lunch, breakfast, whatever. I don't know if you. I think you were in Sam, maybe Javon's cabin. I'm not. I forget if you were in my cabin.
I don't think I was.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
I
I
think I
was
had the
maybe, but I'm not 100% sure.
yeah. I know I had the legend Benny. Shout out Benny.
Dude, none of us know what happened to him. We have no idea where he is or what happened or where he goes to school or what. That kid's a legend. I think about him like all the time. I want to know what he's doing. Legend. I hope they're listening to this. I hope everyone who's there is listening to this and is hopefully thinking the same thing.
I'm crying off.
I love that kid.
Yeah. By the way, sign up for the First Tee Alumni Network. We're getting more people. Trust me.
I'm in there. Get in there.
Get in there. Yeah.
Get in there.
So yeah, sorry, we went off a tangent. I haven't said Betty's name in like eons. So yeah, we I remember Brandon. I think Brandon was sitting at a table, maybe a couple of PGA Tour Superstore staff members that were there. Dr. Ted, shout out Dr. Ted, we love you.
Oh, he's
Was also there, and then you slid in, and then we started talking, and then I'm like, hey, what's your major? He's like, oh, sports broadcasting. And then I did that. Looked at Brandon. Did that. My eyes got so big. I'm like, oh, damn, we can nerd out together. And then I failed. I like to say I failed recruited you to San Jose State because I'm like, hey, San Jose State is a great program. And then he's like, oh yeah, great. Oh, thanks.
it
But
wasn't gonna happen.
yeah, you're like, oh, I'm thinking, Syracuse. Let's see, Northwestern and Arizona State. I'm like, oh, damn, San Jose State's not on that list.
All the
Unfortunately,
big
we're getting
ones.
there. So I remember that first conversation. I'm like, yeah, this kid's going places if you're mentioning those three schools. And then two more memories, and then I will ask you about yours. Airport. Shout out. I know you're very close with her. Our young legend, the sister Samantha Gibbs.
Yep.
Um, so we played golf. It was supposed to be a golf outing, and me and Carrington, the legend Carrington Beggs. Um,
Has she been on the show?
she has not. I will get her
She's
on.
got to get on the
Yeah,
show.
we gotta get KB on. Um, so I was at the airport waiting for all the clubs. Everybody's clubs came, and Sam's was the only ones that didn't came.
Oh, that's
And
right.
yeah, she was about to. I don't want to reveal too much because that's maybe what I have her on the show, but she was just like so sad and like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try and attempt to get your club. So I was there. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Terminal with Tom Hanks where he
Oh my
spends.
gosh, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I felt at the
Yeah.
Postman Airport.
Good movie. Really
I'm
good
like, I'm
movie.
spending the night. I don't care. We're getting this girl's clubs from Dallas. And Brad's like, hey, where you at? Where you at? Because the airport, folks, is like 45 minutes 30 minutes, 45 minutes away from where we're staying at West Creek Ranch in Immigrant, Montana. And I'm like, hey, Sam lost her clubs. So he's like, oh no, it's okay. We got round. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get this girl's clubs. I'm determined to get this girl her clubs. So I was there at American Airlines for about I think 25, 30 minutes, and then we were able to get them delivered. So that was my best chaperone like peak moment, putting on the superhero Superman cape on. The other one is the I had to kill a spider. Um, yeah, so you know how we do all these like, when you a chaperone, hey, oh, make sure you go to sleep. Everybody's in the room, right? At the end of the night. So I go in, and then I think Elizabeth, San Francisco legend Elizabeth, and
Yeah.
Vivian were just sitting there, um, and maybe Monty was sitting there as well. And then I just remember, and you just see the spider. So there's a light right here. Spider just come down. They were all freaking out like it was World War III coming to Montana, and I just did this right here, killed it bare hands, Miyagi style,
Hey.
and yeah, killed that sucker, and then left my phone because I had to take off my phone. I was stretching, and yeah, fun times. So those are my kind of my favorite memories. It also riding a horse as well,
Yeah.
but. Sorry that I had to just get that off because I know they'll be laughing their butts off when they see this. Um, so, what were some of your favorite memories at Montana, Ben?
Well, overall, that week was awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't like, I hate saying stuff like that, but truly like a life-changing experience and week.
Mm.
Because one, just the programming was fantastic. On like a less serious note, Michael Vick, nothing more inspirational than that. I tell people all the time, I have a picture. Oh yeah, I met Michael Vick in Montana once, so that was cool. But outside of that, one. We did like this high ropes course. I want to say one of the first couple of days we were there. Um, Me and Sam ended up being partners, and she specifically asked for a shout out. I was gonna give her one anyway. Sam knows I love her. So we were partners, and like I don't know this girl. I was like I had never met her, but Just really good energy. I think both of us were just like jumped right into it. And we had to like climb this big ladder thing and just instantly like I had no idea who she was, but we were a great team and became friends instantly, which was awesome. And that's someone I still talk to um, almost every day, which is crazy because I have not seen her
Mm.
since that week, but we still talk all the time. And I mean, look at this. I mean, you saved the golf clubs of a D1 golfer. So that's a pretty big deal.
Hey, those I actually saw her first tee open. I want to say it was that year, maybe 2022, 23. Same clubs that she had. So
Yeah, you
I
saved
felt
those.
really,
It was all you.
yeah, all me, and now she's kicking butt. Being a D1 golfer. Another one that came to mind, and then we'll probably wrap up the Montana portion of this interview. 6 a.m. We had to do yoga, or it was optional to do yoga.
Oh, I forgot
It's,
about this. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think you and me were the only dudes there, and it was all of our young legend sisters.
Yo,
And I just see Sam. Basically, let's just say this is a yoga mat right here, or the room. Very nice view, beautiful view of the mountains of Montana. There's nothing like a Montana sunset, folks. So make your stuff out in
true.
Montana. Not
True.
now because it's snowing. So back to my story. It's you, me. I think you're in the front. I'm right here. And then say, shout out to Sam Ricey, by the way. Sorry, the Niners are gonna beat your Colts next week, brother. And Javon come walking in the room. So I'll just reenact it right here. I'll reenact it right here. So say I'm in the doorway. They look like there's a ghost. Oh, I'm not doing this, man. And then they just walk out like
Oh, I
that.
remember that.
I remember they walk out. I'm like, come on, you legends, you gotta do
Just
yoga.
unlocked a memory.
Yeah, come on, it increases your flexibility in the golf game. So I started laughing. It was just a wonderful trip, and we were the first ones, by the way. So you
Yeah.
can't you can always
Yep.
say you're the first.
Well,
And I know
also,
that's
the golf on that trip was incredible too.
yes, it was.
I think it just ended up being like a 9-hole scramble or something, but
Hmm.
I don't remember where we played. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I remember playing well that day too. It was so much fun.
yeah. Carrington and I still need to do like an 18-hole playoff. We tied with the 41,
Oh, yes.
so we need to do it. Whether it's in Chicago, Atlanta, Denver,
Anywhere.
here.
Anywhere, anytime, any place.
Anywhere, anytime, any place. Yes. So who do you still talk to from Montana? I know you talk to Sam. Do you talk to anybody else?
I think the group chat fires up like once in a while, but I think a little bit like early in college I was talking to BJ and I'm convinced that he's gonna be president. Like I
Oh,
think kids
legend,
that he's gonna be president.
legend.
Um, and I think shortly after that, he was in like a New York Times article or something. Like that kid's huge. Like I genuinely think he's gonna be president. But yeah, really just Sam a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, Carrington, especially you, since sports
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
broadcasting brothers in arms.
Once in a
There's
while, I see Brandon Luna on the Instagram or he swipes up every once in a while. I was at the Final Four one of my years in college, and UConn was in it, so he swiped up. But
Yeah, we had the alumni council meeting, and we're just gonna break the fourth wall here. And first thing he says during one of our committee meetings, "Hey man, how about that UConn? They beat Florida." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not even worried about college basketball. Okay, talk to me in like February or March when conference season. That's a big win. I know UConn's gonna get in. Great, wow." Started laughing, cracking ourselves up. Um, so I remember I tried to recruit you to San Jose State and ended up failing, but I think it worked out for you in the end.
yeah,
Uh,
dude.
what made Arizona State University your dream school?
Why?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Why, or kind of just what stood out?
I don't know if I ever really had a dream school. I think I convinced myself for a while I wanted to go to Syracuse because everyone on TV went to Syracuse. Um, but really, it ended up being far enough away from home, but still close, just to stay over, a 90-minute flight, a 12-hour drive. Um, but like a really good sports journalism specific program. I think I could have gone anywhere and studied journalism, but I wanted a program that was tailored specifically for sports. And then it's a really fun place to go to school. It has whatever reputation as party this, party that. But when you combine the weather, Tempe as a place, and Phoenix and Scottsdale, that whole area, um, the friends that I had, which obviously you can't guarantee, but it's a really fun place to go to school. I like there is the reputation of parties and drinking, whatever. I don't think that was really the college experience for me, but I think I still had just as much fun as just about anybody else.
Mm. Yeah, and I know you this I had asked this question because Camp Scadaboo
Yeah.
I did okay. I watched the Peach Bowl,
Hmm.
fell in love with the guy instantly, and I didn't
Yeah.
realize, his whole backstory like you do. But man, I don't know. That was probably one of the greatest like college football performances I've seen, excluding like 2005 Rose Bowl. Maybe kind of what Deshaun Watson did at Clemson, Trevor Lawrence at Clemson. Obviously we've been lucky. Christian McCaffrey, another Denver boy
Yeah.
at Stanford. But man, he carried that team. He almost carried that Sun Devil team to beat Texas. How
Hmm.
magical was that ASU football team and calling games for them? I think you did like a couple right, and then you did the Peach.
Yeah. That season was awesome. Um, we went into it not knowing what to expect. I think they had won 3 games the year before. And I think we are all kind of like, all right, like maybe we'll get to a bowl game this year, and that'd be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get 6 or 7 wins. I think going in, like among like my optimistic friends, are like, our ceiling is 8 or 9. It's like, all right, you know what? If ASU's ceiling in year 2 under Kenny Dillingham is 8 wins, we take it. Like that's good improvement. Then they just kept winning football games. They played BYU the second to last week of the regular season, and it was like, yeah, like they could make the conference championship game. We're all right. Dramatic ending to that one. The field storm twice when they had to get everyone off and then do it again. Um, the rivalry game, and then they played in the Big 12 championship. I called that game. I was on the sidelines for that game, which was, I think, one of my favorite broadcasts I did in college, just period.
Yeah,
One, I was really proud of the quality of work that I did, but two, being on the sideline for ASU's first year in the Big 12 and winning the championship was awesome, and being on the field after for the celebration was really cool. And then, yeah, they go to the college football playoff. I had actually called the Fiesta Bowl the night before in Phoenix.
oh,
Um,
okay,
so I had a group of friends that was all there, and uh, we did the pre-post and halftime show in the studio back in Phoenix on New Year's Day. So me and a couple friends. Greatest loss of my lifetime. Really, like as a sports fan, like I saw the Broncos lose Super Bowl, whatever it was, 48, I think,
yeah.
against the Seahawks. Like that sucked. I've seen the Avalanche get eliminated in game sevens and the Nuggets get eliminated in game sevens, whatever. That's the greatest loss of my life because it felt like we won, to be honest. It felt like, I want to say, like Tiger at the 2018 PGA, where he
Hmm.
just like contended. And we're like, you know what? Feels like he's back.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, greatest loss ever. And just the way that it happened, like the overtime, this whatever, like it was awesome. And like we all walked away happy from it. Like for a while, we're like, dang it, we could have played another game. And I think they would have played in the Cotton Bowl. And uh, we were set to go back to Dallas. So we are gonna go do it all over again. Like the Big 12 championship. But didn't work out that way, but it was awesome. And just to see Scadaboo and Levitt and Tyson that whole season. To say I was there for Cam Scadaboo, especially now, is really awesome.
yeah. It was a heck of a run. And I know they had a little a solid season. Of course, people think they're gonna. Oh my God, we gotta go. And that's just so hard to do, especially the wide open Big 12.
Yep.
When Utah BYU were there, man. So I wasn't looking at the phone. I was just trying to find a photo. So shout out to our Montana family right there. Shout out, you're
Yeah.
getting them live right there.
Rising Sun Golf Course. That was the name.
Bryson Sun Golf
Good to
Course.
know.
Okay.
Good to know.
Willa right there. There's you right there.
Oh, yeah.
uh,
I don't know why my like
oh,
hands down is a crazy instinct to have.
and
Should
then
always go hands up.
there's your boy.
Look
I
at the
think this is
shorts,
Sam's
man. Look
hand
at those
or
shorts.
B Luda and Javon, like we're the gangsters.
That's
Gangster
awesome.
with the name, by the way.
That's awesome.
Um, What's your favorite sports venue at ASU? Mullet Arena. I still call it Sun Devil Stadium. I ain't calling whatever Mountain America, Mountain Bank of America Stadium. And I forgot the gym's name. It runs
Desert Financial Arena.
Desert Financial Arena.
Yeah.
There you go.
Formerly Wells Fargo Arena.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, and soon, who knows what? They're renovating it. They need to
Okay.
just blow it. They need to blow it up. It's a terrible place. That's my least favorite place on campus. Probably Mullet Arena. It was new when I was a freshman, initially for hockey, and then they ended up playing volleyball games while I was there. And then the G League Valley Suns play their home games there, and they've played some women's basketball games there. But it's a brand new arena, so it was awesome to call hockey out of, which was really fun. Hockey is something that I love, so that was fun.
Mm,
Um, I think the drawback of Sun Devil Stadium, particularly the press box, it feels like you're in outer space. You are so high up and it's hard to see. I love it though. Being there on game day, I think that's just the nature of college football on game day, especially because usually all their games are at night because of the temperature.
yeah.
So, under the lights, whatever. Like it's a really fun place to be. But yeah, Mullet is awesome because my first couple years I was at school too, the Arizona Coyotes were playing their home games at Mullet Arena on campus. There's an NHL team on campus, which like the Coyotes were not the draw. It was think about it when all these other teams come in, and I was living half a mile away.
Right.
Connor McDavid's down the street from my house. Alex Ovechkin's down the street from my house. Nathan
Yeah.
McKinnon, like whoever, it was like these guys are coming to ASU. Like that's crazy.
Hmm.
So that was really cool, and it's just a great venue.
Yeah, I still need to go to a Sun Devil football game. I went last year for my cousin's graduation. Shout out Dominic in Viva
Nice.
Las Vegas, Nevada, Henderson, Nevada. So yeah, love the vibe around campus, but I could tell the press box is like on the Grand Canyon, top of the Grand Canyon.
Oh my gosh, it's just it's hard. I've been back since to do some broadcasting stuff, and it's like it's genuinely hard to see. I think it's hard
Need the binocs out, man.
for sure.
So I know you're at the Cronkite Journalism School, and I know you did Blaze Radio. I believe that's student
Yeah,
radio.
that's right.
Did I get
Yep.
that right? Okay, good. I know what I guess I researched well.
Good research. Yeah.
How did the skill set prepare you for your career?
Blaze is one of those things where I think there was always an attitude of you really can do whatever you want. So more than anything, just the creativity. My freshman year, I jumped in and started helping out with some social media stuff, which was fun. That was really my first, I'd say second exposure to really like running and managing social media because I had done it a little bit in high school. So that's really what got me prepared, but also just hosting a radio show is something I've never done before. It's similar to a podcast, but it's like you're live on air for a certain amount of time every week. So planning shows, what you're going to talk about, like it's hard to wing it for half an hour, however long the shows were. Like you got to plan it. Um, so for a while, I think my last 2 years of school, I was doing the Ben Parris show, and it was literally just whatever I wanted to talk about. But I was coming with material. I think for a while, I like wanted just to be John Oliver. So I came in and I had stuff on TSA security, and I had stuff on Boeing airports, and I had plenty of sports stuff in there too. But I was like, I want to do these elite investigative exposés. So sometimes it's what the show was. You talked about the Pixar show. It's very hard just to go in for an hour and talk about a movie. So like before the shows, I'd watch the movie, I would take notes. Like it was a whole thing. So really just I think the preparation and the planning of like really doing something from start to finish was probably my biggest takeaway from Blaze Radio for sure. It's a good
Ben
time.
Oliver.
I miss that too.
Yeah, yeah. You were the Pablo Torre before Pablo Torre.
I don't know the first time I saw John Oliver, but like as soon as I saw his show, I was like, I want to be him.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna have the accent. I'm never gonna have the legal team or the researchers, but I was like, if I can go pretend to do that on student radio for half an hour, I mean like that'd be awesome.
yeah. A few months ago, I think I saw his video on Chuck E. Cheese, and I've never
Yeah,
watched it
it
where
was so good.
He's like, okay, you got. I forgot what the other topic was, but he's like, okay, if you don't want to see this, you got to scan the QR code. Oh, okay, let me scan the QR code. I just like, oh, I'm so enthralled by his material.
Yeah.
Uh, did you feel like you found your voice like doing student radio? Because I know my shift was 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. when you
Yeah.
first started. So I was just trying to do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But did you feel like you found your voice like
Yeah.
doing those reps?
For the play-by-play stuff in particular, like absolutely. Like I knew how to call games, but it
Mm,
was like, how do I become good at this? How can I actually like, take next steps to if this is something I want to do as a career, which is still something I'd love to pursue in my life or in my career. So, no, it made me really look at sports and the same thing, preparation and calling games and telling stories. I think it made me take it a lot seriously and realize what was at the next level because calling college or professional sports is a lot different than just doing it at your high school, which is totally fine. And that not to take away from calling high school sports because that's super cool too, and
mm,
that's some of the best times of my life.
yeah.
But it's different when you're not in class with the kids and you don't know all the kids on the field, and you're telling their stories because you've known them since you were five. Like these are professional and collegiate athletes who are practically professional athletes too, which is a whole nother thing. But um, yeah, it really showed me what it was like to do that at the next level.
Mm. And I know you won. I'm gonna try to say this scholarship, the Ron Balicki
Yeah,
scholarship. And you might, obviously you got a $5,000 grant. Dang, 4.0 GPA. I will never sniff that in my life.
sure.
But what was it like winning that prestigious scholarship? Because not a lot of people kind of know about it in our audience.
Yeah, that was a super big deal for me. Someone else at ASU by the name of Alex Gilman had won it when I was there. He was managing social media for the men's golf team at ASU, which has the biggest following in college golf on Instagram. He was doing it while I was a freshman, sophomore before I ultimately took it over. But I saw that he applied. When the applications came out, I'd gotten a text from him. I'd gotten an email from someone in our athletic department who was involved in communications that was like, "We know you like golf. We know you want to be involved in our golf team. Um, fill this out." So I did, and having the experience talking about golf on student radio and writing about golf and covering golf and starting to help out with the men's golf team at ASU while also interning at the USGA, it all kind of just worked out. And being honored with that, with it just has an incredible name on it. Being able to be associated with Ron Balicki is really cool. And now when I go to major events with golf writers and being able to talk about who Ron Balicki was, everyone knows who he was, which is really cool.
Hmm.
The guy I sit next to at work has been at the USGA since before I was born, and he covered events with Ron Balicki. So it's very, very cool to be associated with that name. And yeah, I cannot thank the College Golf Association or the College Golf Coaches Association um, enough for giving me that honor and helping me get through school as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And were you a boat ride intern at the USGA or
No, no,
you weren't?
I was the summer intern. I like to say I was the highlights guy. It was digital media, which was a whole lot of things, but the
Right.
main thing that I did was edit the YouTube highlights of our championship. So I was highlight guy for 2 summers.
And how was your experience like?
That was well, it's different now because I work there, but while I was doing it, it was the coolest thing I'd ever done because I had never been to a major championship. I had never been to a PGA Tour event until my freshman year of college, when I went to the Phoenix Open, which was like 4 or 5 months before I got this interview. But I had just finished covering the Phoenix Open. Everyone at Cronkite was kind of applying for internships, and I was like, well, I want to find something. The
Right.
first tee was always going to have me if that's something I wanted to do and do what I did in high school. But I was like, like I want to see what's out there. Saw at the USGA had an internship that was remote, so you could work from anywhere, and they would travel you out to the championship. So I was like, I'm gonna apply. A couple weeks later, I had the internship, which was really cool. And my first summer, I got to do LA Country Club. I got to do Pebble Beach. I got to do my second summer. I did Pinehurst, which was awesome. I was standing on the 18th green when Bryson won the US Open as an intern. Like it was so cool. And just the people I got to meet, the work I got to do, and just to see a company of that scale, a major sports organization, see how it operates, I think was just such an incredible experience. And being able to take that back to school for 2 years like I did. Um, it all obviously paid off because I did get the job, but that was really never like the thought. Like I think once like it came down to my last year of college, like all right, like where do I want to work or who can I talk to? It ended up working out, but it was really just trying to soak in the whole experience. And it was so awesome. It's so cool to be a part of.
Yeah, everybody at the USGA. I'm not just saying this because I work for an AGA, Allied Golf Association, but everybody at USGA first class had the time to spend with Julia Pine, the legend
Yeah,
Julia
love
Pine.
Julia. Julia's the
Yeah, at
best.
the U.S. Women's Men Am. We walked
Yep.
20. How long did the playoff go? 25 holes.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
25
my first
holes.
day in the office in New Jersey, and I'm on East Coast time, just waiting for this thing to end. No way to watch it. And it just kept going. I was like, "Yeah, they're
I
gonna play
remember.
they're gonna play 100 holes."
Yeah, I remember our chief operating officer was like, "You're still out here?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, you should just know what I did. Showed up for the first hole, did work, ate lunch here at Monterey Peninsula Country Club, and then you come back." But that was a lot of fun, and also the customer service team out there from Gin Support, awesome to work with as well since I do customer service. What is your day-to-day schedule like at the USGA? Because I know you guys are in your off season, even though golf's not really there's no golf
Yeah,
season
this
in golf.
is it's a very different change of pace for me because I'd always ever been around the USGA only in the summers where
Yeah.
it's you might be working 70 or 80 hours because it's US Open week or it's Women's Open week or it's the USAM or whatever. This is crazy because it's really like this is 9 to 5. Like it's pretty normal desk job at this point of the year, which is super fun because the work that I'm doing is still I get to watch golf all day, which is awesome. Um, but it's different than when I was an intern or different than the stuff I was doing this summer when I kind of started my role. So right now it's like I live, I think, a very just like normal life, um, which can be boring at times. So I'm so excited for the summer. I can't wait to get back out there and fly all over the place and can't wait. I like honestly, like I can't wait for my flights to be delayed and I can't wait for the weather to be bad. Like I love that stuff. So um things are calm right now, which is totally fine. Calm, little quiet, but we're also getting ready for some pretty big things in 2025 as well that we're all really excited for. I guess 2026, that is.
Yeah, we only got a few more days, 2025. I will say there's something magic about road trips for coworkers that just makes the bond so
We have
sweet.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Because like I think something that we pride ourselves a lot on the people I work with is the work hard, play hard type of just mindset. So we
Yep.
love what we do. Everyone loves golf. Um, but getting to really like I've at this point I've really gotten to explore the country
Hmm.
with coworkers, which has been fun. I've been to California several times now. North Carolina, I was in Texas this summer. I went to Oregon and Bandon Dunes. I'll be overseas for the Walker Cup next year. Like it's so much fun to be able to do this with people that I'm around a lot, which is really cool.
Amen. What is your favorite USGA event to cover or to have been at?
I did the U.S. Amateur my first year as an intern, which was super cool. It was Nick Dunlap and Neil Shipley at Cherry Hills that year. So that was special for me because Cherry Hills is about 15 minutes away from my house where I grew up. We all know what's happened to Nick Dunlap since, who went on to win a PGA Tour event and get a tour card, and now he's a pro golfer, and we're the same age, which is awesome. And Neil Shipley is a great personality as well. So that was super cool because the crowds were huge. I had never seen something like that walking in the fairways with the players, which is really any of our match play championships. But the U.S. Amateur is awesome. I think it really is golf in its purest form
Hmm.
because you see old pictures of fans in the fairways with players, and it's like this. It really does feel like a timeless tradition. So that's fun. I love the USAM and the juniors. But then US Open Sunday and Women's Open Sunday, um, that really does feel like the best day of the year. You work hard for months getting ready for that day. You work hard all week getting ready for that to have a champion. And I think just at the end of it, the last, I guess now three US Opens. I can't believe I've done three US Opens. I'm 21. That's insane. Um, to have a champion and, he represents everything that you've worked for is really cool. So I love Sunday. I mean, the way Wyndham Clark did it in 23 over Rory, the Rory and Bryson battle, which just gets cooler and cooler and cooler the more I look back at it. And then this year, the way that JJ Spawn ended it and the weather delay, and there's probably 10 different guys that could have won at Oakmont this year. It's we've had some really good US Opens.
Yeah. And we had like three USGA events in 3 consecutive months, which
Yeah,
I don't know if that will
which
ever
does not
happen.
happen often.
Yeah, that I don't know if that will happen ever again in my lifetime, your lifetime. Um, U.S. Amateur was special because of Niall Shields Donegan. I've never seen
That was so cool.
that. It felt like Mill Valley, California was there, like all Mill Valley. That you had people from Scotland coming there, and yeah, never seen it. What an incredible summer he had. The Walker Cup at Cypress Point.
So jealous, man. I wish
Uh,
I'm so happy you were there.
Listen, man. I would say that was a near. There's no words to describe it, but it's like stepping into a painting and like basically the painting they take off the painting off the wall and you're still in the painting. That's how it felt. It did not feel real at all. And I volunteered for that event. But man, that was an incredible USA obviously pulled away. Team USA did on that Sunday, but man, that was just unbelievable to be in kind of the Mona Lisa, the Sistine Chapel of golf. I think those are kind of just special places. And then
I'm
US
je-
Women's made it my first USGA event that I covered as a full-fledged media member. That's something that I will always have.
I'm jealous about that one too. I have it's been cold these. I've been wearing my Monterey Peninsula beanie. I
Oh,
just
there we go. Shout out.
Julia brought it back for me, but I'm jealous. Olympic, MPCC, Cyprus. I mean, I'd like to go to just one of those places in my career. So that I mean that was an incredible stretch.
Yeah, Olympic was special because my dad's never been there, so that was pretty.
That's
You know,
awesome.
that we got to go there. My grandfather grew up in Chinatown, so never thought we would step foot there. Yeah, it was just magical. And also, it's not really an event, but it's a qualifier. The longest day of golf, the U.S. Open qualifier. There's something special, magical of it. You get a dentist, Matt Vogt, who qualified for the
Yeah,
U.S. Open.
that's our guy, the chief smile officer.
Yeah, yeah, it is in his backyard. He just recently qualified for the U.S. Mid-Am Four Ball, I believe, in Arizona, just recently a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago in the Bay Area. So that's just something about that, man. You just see all these underdogs just come out of nowhere, and then you see some of these pros too just grind over putts that are so big just because of TV coverage and it's in front of like I don't know country club members, which is pretty cool. Both of us will answer. What is your dream broadcasting job?
Um, as much as I want to say like I want to call Super Bowls or Stanley Cup Finals, whatever, like for me it really is golf. And I know that a lot of people have used golf as a stepping stone for something else. Even if you look at like a Scott Van Pelt, who obviously started a golf channel and now has a show named after him.
Mhm.
It really is like that is really my highest aspiration is to call golf. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if that's US Opens. I don't know if that is, the Masters, this, that, or the other, but it's just so different. I mean, it's different than any other sport because you have 18 holes and so many players, and everyone does have a story to tell. And that's
Yeah,
what's so much fun is, in basketball, there's 10 guys on the court. You know, there's in golf, there's everyone in that field on any given week has a story. If it's someone like Rory McIlroy is one of the best players of his generation, or someone who, was battling to get a tour card, and that's what makes our sport so special. So, um, If that's something I'm able to do in my career, that's really cool. If it's not, that's okay too. There's I think I've proven to myself there's a lot of really cool things out there that aren't being a broadcaster on air. Um, but golf on TV is it's so cool. Just the way that it happens behind the scenes. Um, and really it's some of the greatest moments of my life have come watching golf on TV. So I hope it's something that happens. I really do. I'm trying my hardest.
Simple.
Yeah.
Hosting the Masters tournament on
Yeah.
CBS.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Um, just sitting in Butler cabin and then, okay, chairman, it's time to present the green jacket. Okay, we present it.
I feel like I've rehearsed it in my head a
Yeah,
million times.
exactly.
Like driving in the car, like I know exactly what to say.
And then you know how Golf Channel plays that, kind of that sad summer music, but they're just do that. So I always practice it every time I wear a sport coat or anything, and then you buttoned up, and then you just do that right there. So we
That's
always practice that.
awesome.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Um, I think really just be confident. I think do everything that you do with intention. Make the most out of really every rep and just go into it with confidence. Um, I don't think there's ever a reason to do something believing that it's not going to work or it's going to fail. Um, I think go into everything with the best attitude you can and also be willing to learn from it. Um, I think those are things that have, all served me really well, and got me to where I am now. But really just do it and do it to the best that you can. I mean, I think go into every situation acting like it's going to go as well as it can. And more often than not, it will.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get to our Q&A portion. We only had one question, but it's a fun one. It's from our Who's Your State brother, Sam Rising, via the Snapchat machine.
Nice.
This is a pretty long-winded one, so I guess he's just
Okay.
thinking.
All right.
Yeah. In recent years, we have seen a big push in golf to make it more inviting and less formal. How can this change be reflected in commentary and the general tournament public?
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a well thought out question.
He just saw Fernando Mendoza speak. He's like, I
Oh
got
my
this
gosh.
right
I'd like to
quicker.
see Fernando Mendoza answer that. Wow. How can we bring that to how can we bring that to broadcasting commentary? That's a great question. And the thing I want to draw on first is you look at all the things that aren't traditional golf events, right? Like you see what's happening on YouTube. You see events like the Grass League, which started, in Tempe when I was in school there. Um, and then you also see changes in the way golf is being broadcasted, focuses on cut lines on Friday afternoon, betting alternate streams, stuff like that. I know someone who does a really good job of that type of thing is Jeff Eisenband. Um, Jeff is now, he lives over in Jersey City, not too far from me now. Someone else I met, connected with when I was in college, great guy. Um, so yeah, I think Sam's totally right in that we're seeing golf change.
Hmm.
Um, and while I think that our sport is rooted in tradition, I think I'm someone who loves that aspect of the game, the history and the tradition. Um, Part of history is what's next. I think what we're doing now will inevitably end up being history down the road. So, how is everything that's happening in social media and on YouTube now, that's impacting our game, and ultimately it is growing our game. So
Yeah.
I think as to get it back to commentary, which was with the end of that question, is just I think being open to hearing from and offering more perspectives, because I think the definition of golfer is constantly changing. Um, so just getting as many perspectives as we can. I'm probably not helping the cause of what I'm about to say, but generally the people who tell stories of golf, we all look and sound pretty much the same. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end all be all answer.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam, right and deep.
What a question, man. That's a great.
I did, that just shocked me. I
He's
will
making
say though,
he's making me
uh,
think hard on a Monday night.
Yeah, we're closing in. You're about to go to sleep at 11. And we're gonna run down these questions, but
That was
I
a
will
nice meal.
say, I will say, the U.S. Adaptive Open, uh, man,
Awesome
what
event,
an
by the way.
event!
Yeah.
And guess what? We're gonna announce it right here. I'm gonna attempt to qualify for it in 2026.
All right.
That is right. I am
All right.
attempting
Well,
to
I'll be
qualify for
there. If you need a caddy, let me know. I'll quit my job and caddy at
that.
Woodmont. I'm there, man.
Julie don't want to hear that, man. But no, I
He
was just
knows.
really,
He knows.
I was inspired by watching just social media highlights. I didn't get a chance to watch the actual TV coverage a lot this summer, but man, there's some just stories because I believe that if you just make it and qualify for the event, or you attempt to qualify event, you're a champion no matter
Yeah.
what.
Oh,
You won in
absolutely.
life. You've overcame the odds. I never thought, when I was diagnosed on the autism spectrum, that there would be an event for people who have learning physical disabilities, some mental health problems that they have had to overcome and achieve. So to have an event for, I wouldn't want to say us, but just for our community, for people who are on the autism spectrum or who just have learning disabilities, physical disabilities, that's special. And I mean, it would be crazy to just play in it and go to the actual championship, and yeah, that'll be insane. And then you just get all these people. Oh, you didn't tell me. You're gonna get all these people coming out of the woodworks, man. So,
I hope I really hope to see you there. I mean,
yeah,
best of luck. I'll be following the journey for sure, but
yeah,
it's an awesome week.
yeah. So I just want to test myself, see where I'm at,
Let's do it, man.
um, and let's do it. Yeah. So that's kind of my major announcement. We're gonna run these through quick because I know you got to go to bed. It's 10:54. It's 7:54. It's
I have
prime
a
time for
bedtime.
me. It is prime time for your boy over here in Salinas, California. So these ones are more like sportsy because we love
Yeah.
sports. Um, you might get a kick out of this first one. What will happen first? Tiger Woods winning a 16th major, or your Colorado Rockies winning a World Series?
Um, I know I'm not gonna bet against Tiger. We've all learned not to, so I'll pick Tiger on that one, which is kind of an insane thing to say, but it tells you a lot about the Rockies. Tell you what, Tiger's gonna win a U.S. Senior Open.
He will.
I know that doesn't count, but he'll win a U.S. Senior Open before the Rockies win World Series.
He will. Yeah, I think he has to win like another Masters, just because same course, same place. He knows
Why
that place
not,
like the
man?
back of his
Charlie
hand.
on the bag, maybe. You never know.
Yeah, Charlie on the bag. I don't know what's going on with the Rockies, man. We've been in like a 15-year rebuild. You're probably watching, SpongeBob after 2007 World Series, and I'm like, oh, this
Yeah,
team.
I was 3 in 2007.
I'm
So I
old. I
mean
was 10 years old. Holy
they
cow.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
it's bad. I mean, I think last summer was the first. Yeah, last summer was probably the first summer in a long time. Like we, as a family, just didn't go to a Rockies game. My dad's over it. He's like, I don't want to support that. I'm over it. So it is what it
Hey,
is. Maybe I'll see Coors Field again in 26, but I'm not betting on it.
hey, at least your stadium, at least your team's in the city. My team right here, I don't know. They're in Sacramento, Vegas,
That's a
Mexico
bummer.
City, Kalinga. We don't know where they're going. So, yeah, the TUAs of Sacramento folks. Um, Nobody's been talking about this story because I think we've been following Oklahoma City Thunder. They had 2 losses. Another
Yeah.
two-loss team. I think they have 2 losses still. The Colorado Avalanche, dominant season. Of course, they won a Stanley Cup. What a good
Yep.
2-year run it was at Ball Arena. I still call it the Pepsi Center.
Yeah,
The
that's totally
Avs,
fair.
yeah, the Avs and Nuggets winning titles in back-to-back years. But do you think Nathan McKinnon is always like flight under the radar? Because every time I watch hockey, it's either the Kachuk brothers, Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid. Let's see, who else are we missing? The Hughes brothers.
I'd
Um,
say to the general sports fan, absolutely.
okay, yeah,
I don't think it's fair. Um, but I know he is, so that's all I care about. I mean, I'll say this, like, I'll make some declarations. Like, they're gonna win the Stanley Cup this year. It's just a fact. Like, the Avalanche are gonna win the Stanley Cup this year. I'm convinced. It's December 15th. I've been saying this for a month. They've lost 2 games in regulation. They've lost the same amount of games as the Denver Broncos. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, and I also forgot. How can I forget Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin as well, who are kind
Yeah.
of approaching the
Which,
twilight.
don't get me wrong, like all those players are great for the game.
Yeah,
When you look at what happened at the Four Nations and upcoming the Olympics, and
yeah,
Crosby's been around forever, and Ovechkin and McDavid's been amazing, and can he get over the hump? He's lost two in a row. Brothers will always be marketable.
hmm,
Kachucks, the Hughes, whoever, like it just makes sense, especially because they're Americans.
yeah,
Um, I think McKinnon absolutely does fly under the radar.
yeah. But I'm sorry, my San Jose Sharkies, baby, we are back out of the dungeon. We are back. 5 goal comeback. Did you see that? Oh, the Sharkies are back. We'll see you in the playoffs in April, hopefully.
Okay, all right.
God willing, but they have arrived maybe a year early, but man, that team's never out of a game. They always usually have a clunker, and for some reason, just stayed watching that against the Penguins and can't believe they still won that game. So they're flying under the radar. As long as it's not the Blackhawks, different
Yeah.
story. What will it take for Nikola Jokic, who in my mind best all-around basketball player on the planet right now,
Yep.
um, and the Denver Nuggets win a second NBA title in 4 years?
Health. That's
Yeah.
the number one thing. Yeah, it's AG. Aaron Gordon always seems to have some type of problem,
Hmm.
which is it just is what it is. I think Christian Brown, I think, is hurt right now. They were both practicing this week. I think it really does come down to health. Um, the thing is about Jokic is that he's proven that he can do a lot by himself, but you can't win an NBA championship by yourself. It's just the nature of the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's really that he's the star and everyone else on that team is a role player, Jamal Murray included. It really, I think it is going to come down to health, and then everyone just has to pitch in just the right amount. Like Jamal Murray doesn't have to be a star, and I think he put a lot of pressure on himself when he came back from the ACL. He
Hmm.
does not have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about having Nikola Jokic on your team. But I really do think the biggest thing there is health.
Yeah. I mean, as a Warrior fan, I'm just in awe of that dude. I mean, rebounds, moves like magic, and then can shoot like Steph.
And it's
Um,
every night. I mean, he rarely misses, sits out a game. I mean,
yeah.
it's you watch a Nuggets game any night of the year, and you're gonna get the Sam Nikola Jokic, which
Yeah.
is really awesome as a fan.
Yeah. No load management needed. So the last time your Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl was in my backyard at Levi
Yep.
Stadium.
And they'll be back
Um,
there. Yep.
yeah, and then Coldplay performed the halftime show,
Yep.
and they had to add Beyonce because people, oh Coldplay, we can't have Coldplay. Just like that, oh we can't have Bad Bunny. Yes, we can't have Bad Bunny. Shut the you know what up. Come on, folks, non-musical fans. Um, but the Broncos, I didn't believe in Sean Payton until he needed Drew Brees, and then all of a sudden Bo Nix comes to town. Might as well call them the Denver 49ers. We got Talanoa Hufanga there, Mike McGlinchey there, DJ Jones there, Dre Greenlaw still there. Um, do you believe that this will be the Broncos' year to win their fourth Super Bowl and to end the drought at the stadium that the sheriff Peyton Manning bid adieu at Levi's?
I'm happy that the show got moved back and that we're talking about this the day after they beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
I had been worried about the Broncos, like cautiously optimistic, because like there is something to be said about the quality of some of their opponents. And,
Hmm.
why did they play the Raiders close twice? It's kind of weird. Why do they have to have an insane comeback against the Giants of all teams, right? So there was definitely some things to be said about the quality of some of their wins and the teams that they've played. I can confidently say after yesterday, they might be the best team in the NFL. And they are a Super Bowl contender. There's no doubt in my mind anymore. There is some doubts. I think if you asked me really even like 5 days ago, I would have been like maybe they're gonna make the playoffs. I don't know if they're gonna like. This is a team that can win the Super Bowl, and I think it could happen. I think the number one seed is gonna be really important. Um, Playing in Denver is really hard.
Yeah.
Uh, and what's crazy about the number one seed is you get it. You're two home wins from playing in a Super Bowl. Two home games is nothing for a team that hasn't lost a home game since last season, is on an 11 game winning streak. I mean, talk about, to almost contradict myself, talk about quality of wins, whatever. At the same time, they've won 11 straight National Football League games in a row. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't, this is a game I was at, but it's like, this isn't Texas Tech playing Kent State and beating them by 60 in week 2 of the college football season.
Hmm.
These are professional football teams.
Yeah.
Um, so there's something to be said about that. So I really do think the defense is, you know what you're getting with the Broncos defense. They're great every week, and the offense just keeps getting better and better and better. And Bo is getting smarter and smarter and just getting more reps. I remember some of the turnovers he had last year, which was a playoff year, but like just could not take care of the football. This
Yeah.
guy is looking like an elite quarterback. I mean, 4 touchdowns yesterday, second game in his career, he did that. I think the first time this season that Green Bay had given up 4 touchdowns from a quarterback or something like that. I saw that stat today. This team's legit. Like they very could win the Super Bowl. It'd be cool if it was the same place that they did it last time, 10 years apart, whatever. Um, that'd be awesome. Be a good story. Because then it's, every time the Super Bowl is it's in Santa Clara, it's a Broncos here. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Pat Surtain, man, he's one of my non favorite 49ers to watch, just covering the
Big interception yesterday. It was due for one.
yeah,
It
shutdown
was
corner.
due. Yeah.
I'm just sorry that the 49ers will end their Lombardi drought and you're
You
gonna
know
get
what? Even if they make the game, I'm
yeah,
happy. And
yeah,
that's also like it's different now where it's like I have a job and like a little bit of money where it's like, you know what, if I would entertain going to that game.
yeah,
Like I'd love to go to that game. That'd be awesome.
yeah. At
So we'll see.
at
See.
least it's not the Chiefs. Ah
I I want to keep myself not in trouble, so I have no comment on the Kansas City Chiefs as of today.
man, oh man. So these are gonna quick rapid fire ones. All golf. What
Okay.
will happen first? Scotty Scheffler completed the career Grand Slam. Jordan Spieth completed the career Grand Slam.
Scotty. I don't think it's happening this year. I don't think it's happening at Shinnecock. I do think it'll happen in 2027 at Pebble Beach.
Oh, what a beautiful poetic justice. I think Jordan will end up doing it, but it'll probably be like later down the road.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I
You don't
straight
think
up,
it's gonna happen?
I just never, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I really don't.
I think he might have one good. I think one more good run in it, but
My
yeah,
my other thing with that though is like a Grand Slam winner is like a once in every 2 generations thing.
yeah,
Like I love Rory.
yeah,
Scotty's got to wait a little while because like Rory should have 5 years to celebrate this. Tiger had 25 to celebrate this.
yeah.
I think we need to calm down for like just a second. Let's give Rory a year to do his thing. Scotty can do it, and then we can wait 30 years to see it happen again.
Selfishly, I want
Bill
him.
never did it.
Yeah,
So
selfishly, I want to happen at Pebbles. So,
yeah.
all right, this one might be a hot button topic, but we're just gonna ask it anyway. What will happen first? The live golfers play a PGA Tour event, or the United States winning an away Ryder Cup?
Um, see, the way Ryder Cup is next year. Live golfers aren't playing this season. I'd be I'd give the US like okay odds to win overseas. What are they in Italy? I don't know where the next Ryder Cup.
It's in Ireland, I think, at
Ireland.
Lindor Manor.
Yeah. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep. With potentially a Tiger captaincy, probably not. I don't know. It's a lose-lose for anyone in that spot, but um I give I don't know because like I also think Brian Rolap is gonna figure this golf thing out. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Ryder Cup though, I guess. That's gonna be interesting to watch. That's a good question.
Ryder Cup, but if Tiger's in it, yeah, they're not booing him. They're not
The thing is,
booing.
they have to win this one because otherwise, I would go the other way. Like if they
Yeah,
have to wait 4 years to do it, or 3 years, or whatever it is, then it's like, all right, well, maybe they will come back. I don't know.
yeah. Tiger would it put him in there. Maybe put Fred Couples in there. So I lean towards US, but like I said, depends on the captaincy.
Yeah.
Are you in favor of a shorter PGA Tour schedule? Like there's been the rumors.
So the drawback of it is the Phoenix Open was a very important day on my calendar the last 3 years when I was at ASU. Um, Super Bowl Sunday meant Phoenix Open Sunday, and I love that
Yep.
part of the schedule. I love Pebble, Phoenix, Riv, and Farmers in there too. I love that stretch of the calendar. I think it's really important. But at the same time, the PJ Tour season is really long. You only see all the players, the best players together a handful of times.
Hmm.
What I did like about that proposed schedule is the week off after majors. Um, I think Hilton Head is kind of just like it's always a good event, but it's like you're never getting the best of the best players, and everyone's tired after the Masters. Same thing about the Travelers, which I hope to go to for the first time this year.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just a couple hours away in Boston, but the Travelers the week after the U.S. Open, it's like everyone's exhausted. Um, so it's a very good proposal. I see the pros of it for sure. Um, yeah, no, my only drawback is that that Super Bowl date because I love that day. I love watching the Phoenix Open, but now that I'm not going and I won't be there, I probably won't care. And to be fair, of the last I think two Super Bowls, I saw I want to say like half of the third quarter, the fourth quarter, and overtime of when the Chiefs won a couple years ago, and watched none of last year's Super Bowl because by the time I had finished my reporting and had left TPC Scottsdale, the Eagles were just killing them, killing the
Hmm.
Chiefs. Um, so maybe it'll be good for five. It'll be good if the Broncos are in it. I'll finally be able to watch it. But yeah, no, probably a good move. I think I'm pro schedule change.
Broncos Niners Super Bowl 60. You heard it here first.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, I would say keep the Hawaii portion. There's nothing like starting golf in Hawaii, especially for
True.
the East
That's very
Coasters.
true. Yep.
Less Florida events. We've been to Florida before, like there's what, eight, six Florida events.
I
Rotate the
think
tour.
like the API, I think is the only important one not down there. Like
Yeah,
truthfully.
exclude the
And
players.
there's so many events in Texas too.
Yeah, cut down on those. Rotate the tour championship. You know what I'm saying? Rotate it. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
and like selfishly, it's like it's different being a part of an organization that hosts a major championship, and like that's what we do is go around. It makes sense to make it the biggest event possible. I think in the first proposed schedule that came out, the playoffs were like Pebble, Riv, Rota for the Tour
mhm.
Championship. It makes so much sense.
Yeah,
It elevates that event. Like it makes sense.
or just do it at Cypress every year. We would love it.
Golly.
All right, we've reached the end, but I always ask this question to all my guests. Ben, what should the audience learn from your story today?
Um, that's a good question. I think that really is just to be open to anything that might come your direction. I even 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I would have never thought that I'd be living in New Jersey doing the job that I do. Um, but just a really great set of circumstances kind of came my way, and I kind of fell into the job that I have, which is really cool. And I'm doing something I love every day. So something that, I did a lot, I think at all stages in high school and college and now is just taking advantage of every opportunity. You never know where it's going to lead you. Um, I talked about it, I think, a little bit earlier, but just be open-minded, be open to all possibilities, and I think really just being willing to learn. I love learning from failure. It's something I think I've learned how to do pretty quickly in the job that I'm in right now. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Um, but those are all things that have helped me. And I don't know if I'm gonna, end up doing social media for the next 30 years of my life. It doesn't seem likely. It's not super likely that people, do the same thing for their entire career, but just being open to the next thing that's out there.
Well, Ben, it's been an honor talking to you, man. Love seeing what you've been doing ever since Arizona State. You were just this like, oh, I don't want to compare you. I was saying, just like this little kid I do know. But all seriousness,
I
though,
still
man,
am little.
it's been an honor seeing just your rise from when we met in Montana, calling, the biggest bowl games in college football, biggest events, biggest moments in sports. and now you're with one of the best organizations in all of sports. So appreciate you jumping on. It's 11:12 over there as we say this, but thank you, man. All love, my brother. Happy holidays to you and your family, and yeah, man, continue to just kick butt and continue to just make that climb, man, make that ascension. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Derek. This is an awesome time. I know it's gotten late, but it's been great. Happy we can end the year together, and yeah, just best of luck to you as well going forward.
Yeah, and where can the people follow you on social media? TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok now. I don't know my handle. That's how new I am, but Ben Paris something, I think. Twitter, Ben Paris 04. I think Instagram is Benjamin.Paris, Ben.Paris. I'm out there somewhere. I'm not hard to find.
All right, folks, that's Ben Parris. We'll be right back on the Chronicles from the Upper Deck podcast. Welcome back to the Chronicles from the Upper Deck podcast. My thanks goes out to Ben Parris. You can follow him on all the social media platforms that he just mentioned. He is doing incredible work for the USGA, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be talking and covering any big golf event in the near future. I'm excited to see his journey grow and prosper. He's one of the up and rising broadcasters and media darlings. So look out for his name in the future. Perhaps might have him on the show again. So since I started off the show with just doom and gloom and the just tragic weekend we had to that we saw with the recent events happening that happened in Rhode Island, in Sydney, Australia, and obviously the tragedy in LA with the Reiner family. Wanted to talk a little bit about sports because we have the craziest sports story. Just when you think that the Lane Kiffin story of him leaving Ole Miss to LSU wasn't crazy enough, we had this bombshell that happened last week regarding the firing of the head coach of the Michigan Wolverine football team, Sharon Moore, who was fired for cause due to evidence that he engaged in an inappropriate relationship with the staff member. Um, and this is according to that was a statement that was read by the university. Journalist John Bacon, who is a local journalist up there in Ann Arbor, said that the school investigated the matter back earlier this summer with a tip that both parties denying the allegation. And then the staff member who's allegedly involved in this relationship recanted to administrators with the proof of romantic involvement with the head coach. And then the bizarre turn of events. I've never seen somebody go from here to here in like 3 hours. He was arrested in nearby Saline, Michigan, for an alleged assault, according to the Pittsfield Department of Public Safety. He was arrested, and the alleged victim was the female staff member that he was accused of having an affair with, and that the alleged assault occurred after his firing. And he got arraigned in court, made his court appearance. He was charged with felonious third-degree home invasion and 2 misdemeanors, which is stalking in a domestic relationship and breaking and entering. Just what a wild turn of events for the Michigan football team. Just 2 years ago, the Wolverines were undefeated and won the national championship. And they've had different scandals over the past couple years with, of course, the Connor Stallion stuff. And now you add this. I mean, just what the heck is going on? And my personal opinion, I think you just need to start fresh. Just clean house, because you cannot be having the same repetitive stuff take over and just become this dark cloud over not only the football team but also the athletic program. You lose credibility. So
I know more will be appearing in court next year in January, and the judge will decide the prosecution has enough evidence to proceed to trial with the felony case in court. And you know, the people I feel sorry for the most are his wife, and they have 3 daughters. Um, just feel for them because now they have to live with this just dark cloud of that's filled with deceit and just really bad decision making and lust, and none of it was their own doing. Um, but yeah, it's just a sad situation. I know Michigan, the Wolverines have made a bowl game this year, and they finished 7-3, obviously, but they're going to be playing the Citrus Bowl against Texas. Biff Poggi is the interim head coach, so I know it's not the last that we will hear of the Michigan saga. But Sharon Moore showed with his alleged actions that's not how a Michigan man behaves, for sure. We go to the Warriors now. The Golden State Warriors, they become unwatchable. They're 13-14. A fan emailed Joe Lacob, and his name, according to ESPN, is Justin Datari. He emailed Joe Lacob a critical note telling that the team needs a real second option. Jimmy Butler's tools are being underutilized. And he said, I'm so frustrated. He ended the email. Usually, when owners, they're not going to read the email, but this owner, Joe Lacob, did, saying that, we're all frustrated and, we're going to figure it out. Now, here's the weird part. Steve Kerr said in a local radio interview, not a big deal. I'm not concerned about anything like that. Kerr is in his final season of his contract. So it's going to be interesting to see if Steve Kerr sticks around because eventually you're going to be heading to a rebuild once Steph and Draymond do hang up the sneakers. And Jonathan Kuminga's like multiple DNPs. They're not playing him. Obviously, you could trade him January 15th. Yeah, it's that team is just stuck. They are stuck trying to win, but also trying to, you know, have these young players learn like Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody, Will Richard, Quentin Post, Trace Jackson Davis. I'll throw in there too. But it's so hard because you do not want to waste the years that Steph Curry has left. So I think they're going to make a trade. I think you just got to blow up that, supposed young core because at the end of the day, do you want to win another ring? Do you want to maximize the years that Steph has left and try to go for it? Or do you just want to do these two timeline thing, which clearly has not worked, hasn't worked since 2022. So buckle up, folks, buckle up, Dumb Nation, because it's going to be a dramatic season from here on out. The Sharks completed a comeback for the ages, scored 5 goals over the weekend to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in overtime 6-5. And this team's rolling. First time they are 3 games over the 500 mark, and they are in a playoff position. I never thought I would say that this year, but I think the Sharks have arrived. Of course, they saw the debut of Igor Chernyshov, their 33rd overall pick in 2024. But Mac with Celebrini, the dude is unreal. He, has just become the spark plug. He's already reached 50 points already. Had he had a goal, 2 assists in the OT win against the Penguins, and has 11 points over his past 5 games. Tonight, he had 2 goals and 2 assists. The dude's just unreal. He is becoming close to being the future face of the National Hockey League. He just has that it factor. And I'm looking forward to seeing this team down the stretch because I think they're not going away. I hope they make the playoffs. They still have the young core. I'm not sure if they'll trade anybody. I know it's still a long time between now and March. March 6th, I believe, is when the NHL trade deadline is. So I am eager to watch this team, in pressure games that you need to win. You need to get points in March and April. But they were off to a really solid start. They rode the boat after just losing, I believe, their first 8 or 9 games. So I'm excited to see the Sharks team continue to grow, and they're not going away. I believe this is the beginning of another golden age for the Los Tiburones. Hopefully, that will result in a Stanley Cup and a parade down West Santa Clara Street. And speaking of playoff teams, the 49ers could clinch a playoff spot this week against the Indianapolis Colts, where they will take on 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Did you ever think Phillip Rivers would come out of retirement and looking to help the Colts get into the playoffs? So the Niners could get that with the win at Indianapolis on Monday night. Detroit Lions lost. They will host the Pittsburgh Steelers, and also a tie and a Detroit tie, but the Niners are going to win. Went to the game over the weekend with my boy Matty Ice Williams. Enjoyed the performance I saw on offense for the first 3 quarters. Brock Purdy looks like he's got his athleticism back. That turf toe's not bothering him. Got everybody involved from Jawan Jennings to Demarcus Robinson, Ricky Pearsall, Brian Robinson Jr., and then, of course, the bell cow of CMC, and then the spark plug of George Kittle. When that offense is humming, they're going to be pretty tough to beat. And kudos to Robert Saleh, who's doing a phenomenal coaching job on the defensive front, just coaching like these third-string guys that were on the practice squad, and you're starting to see kind of, a solid defense. I know they're not playing like the elite of competition, when they played against Titans, who are going to be a problem with Cam Ward at QB. I think they just need to get more pieces around him, an improved O-line for sure. I think wideouts, but Cam Ward, I think, I saw him make plays with his legs a little bit. I would love to see him do that a little bit more. But yeah, this Niners team just got to get in. Just got to get in the playoffs, and then you never know. They could hit the jackpot and host the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl at Levi's. How special would that be? That is it, my friends. That is it. That's all for the Chronicles for the Upper Deck podcast. I know there's this thing called Spotify Wrap where I will reveal like my most popular episode. And I don't do like well with the ratings or whatever. But I will put that on my our social media platform, CFTUD Pod on Instagram and Twitter, over the next few days. But it's been fun talking to you, and I hope you guys have a blessed and happy holiday season. And just love one another, take care of each other, continue to spread love, enjoy this time with your family, and we'll see you next time. And you can now leave this visual and audio wonderland of mine known as the Chronicles from the Upper Deck podcast. Take care, everyone.